Hi everybody, and welcome to She is a Cook with me, Tia Marie Arnold. And today we are going to make what I call apple pot pie. So stay tuned. So today we are making what I call apple pot pie. This is a delightful dessert, I hope, because I'm actually doing something different today that I have not normally done. So what we have cake batter, 2 boxes of yellow cake. You can do white, but I love to do yellow cake. We have about a tablespoon of ground cinnamon, but this cinnamon is added for taste. So do not use a whole tablespoon of cinnamon. We have a cup of chopped pecans. And if you want to toast them and make them sweet, it would probably add and make this even more delightful. So that's just a little tip for you. We have 2 sticks of butter, but we want to separate them, okay? And they're melted. 1 egg, vegetable spray, which I love. And then we have 2 cans, oh Lord, I don't remember the size cans they were, of apple pie filling, which is the star of this dish. Well, you know, I don't know, because the cake batter is also the star. Whew, I'm not sure. Okay. But we're gonna have fun today, all right? First, we're gonna start with our first box. So make sure you separate your cake batter. We have a box of cake batter here. We're going to add 1 stick of melted butter and 1 egg. We're gonna go ahead and mix. I don't think you need an electric mixer for this. And this dish is so simple. Now, like I said, I'm doing it a little bit different because I'm adding a crust to it. And I'm hoping that it doesn't turn out too battery. If that's a word, battery. All right, it's getting stuck to the whisk here. So we're gonna move over to the spoon. And if my daughter was here, she would probably want to eat this. It's already smelling great. All right. Make sure it's nice and blended well, because this is going to be your base of the cinnamon apple pie. It's very doughy, which is what you want. And your hands are gonna get messy with this, okay? All right. We're gonna take our spray. We're gonna spray about a 9 by 13 inch pan. All right. And then we're gonna go ahead and drop that in the bottom, like so. Okay, so you can use your hands, or if you have one of these little nifty things, but you just want to make sure that you spread it out on the bottom evenly, but it doesn't have to be perfect. The goal is that every single bite has a taste of goodness, right? That's the goal. So, and that's always how I look at it. Now, this recipe was inspired and is inspired by a family tradition recipe that we have called dump cake, and I'm not sure if it's the equivalent of an upside down cake. I think many people have different names. But we love dump cake in my family. And one year I decided to try something different and add some apples to it, and it turned out so good. And it was just me taking how you do a dump cake, but just substituting the cherries and the pineapples and added apples, and it turned out amazing. Now you do the traditional dump cake, but with the apples, we're gonna add some cinnamon, and I have no idea how much cinnamon we're gonna add. Okay, so we're gonna, a little bit of cinnamon. I'm nervous, I'm gonna pinch it. Whoa, there we go. Stir it on in. With apple pie filling, it's already very sweet, so I really don't think you're gonna need, obviously it's not very prepared. Just a little bit more. And you know what? It could use a little bit of sugar, but we're not gonna do it because there's sugar in the cake batter, so I think it's gonna go ahead and even out. All right. So I put about 2 pinches of cinnamon. And then we're gonna go ahead and add apples. It's funny because I don't eat a lot of apple pie and stuff like that, but ever so often I just get a serious craving for some good apple dessert with some vanilla ice cream. And we've been doing homemade vanilla ice cream around here, and it's been a hit. All right, so we added the apples. Now, like the traditional dump cake, you go ahead and you add your cake batter. Try to make sure it's even. This is another thing that my grandmother and I used to do. She taught me how to make the original dump cake, and we would just grab it with our hand like I'm doing here and just spread it around. This is going to smell up this house so wonderfully. And while you're doing this, you want to have the oven set to 375, so it'll be nice and ready for you. And I just like to add the whole thing. I mean, if you don't want too much cake batter, you don't have to put the whole second box on top, but I love it because what we're about to do is add some melted butter. Oh yes. And then the pecans on top. It's gonna be yummy, I hope. All right, there we go. Butter time. Okay, so with this, you get a spoon and you just pour it and make sure you get the edges, get every little piece that you could possibly get. If you wanna add, if you wanna do a stick and a half of butter, just to make sure it's fully covered, you can. I have done that before and it has turned out delightful. The more butter, the better. Well, not really, it's not healthy for you. Makes everything taste better. Okay, so and when you put this in the oven, you're gonna cook it for about 45 minutes to an hour. You wanna have a little bit, make sure it's brown. And it also depends on what type of oven you have, honestly. But you do wanna make sure that it's done. Okay. I'm gonna sprinkle a little bit of cinnamon on top before I add my pecans. Okay, and then you just take these. You can get whole pecans and crush them, chop them up if you want to, or you can just find these. I found these chopped at the Kroger. And you can also, if you don't want too many pecans, then, you know, cover it to your liking. And like I said before, if you want to put some butter and sugar and toast them a little bit and add them on top, you can do that as well. And I don't think I'm going to use, I don't know if I'm going to use a whole cup. Okay. Looks pretty good to me. Okay. So, it looks beautiful. It's ready to go into the oven. I always like to wipe my sides down. Okay, and then so now we're gonna put it in the oven. Like I said, 45 minutes to an hour, depending on how thick it is. It looks delicious. It looks delightful. I'm very excited to see how the crust is gonna turn out. And if this does not work, I will let you know that don't do the crust. I have done this without the crust and it truly is amazing. But we're doing it with the crust, so I will let you know how it turns out and I will be back. All right, so we have taken the apple pot pie out of the oven. It was in there for about 50 minutes at 375. So now we're gonna taste it. I'm gonna let you know if it's horrible or not. Crunch. All right, let's see. Looks good. All right, now we're gonna see how it tastes. All right, here we go. I wanna make sure I get apple. Ooh, hot. Oh, y'all waiting for me to tell you how good it is? Oh, it's good. It's good. It's very cakey, but I like that. Like I said, you can do it where you don't have the cake on the bottom and on the top, but the crust turned out so good. Oh my gosh. So I mean, it literally is a crust. It's not gooey or anything. Yeah, the crust is really good. And I think I probably could have added a little bit more butter on top because I added the whole bag of cake batter. But oh gosh, with some ice cream, the cinnamon is great. It's not overpowering. I'm very interested to see how it will taste when it's cold. Very interested. So guys, you know what? This apple pot pie, obviously I'm sitting here eating it. It's good. It really is good. Well, thank you all for joining me as I experimented with this apple dump cake / apple pot pie. It turned out delicious. It's a great dessert, full of flavor. If you love apples, you're really gonna love this. If you like more videos like this one, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and the bell so that you can be notified of more videos that will be coming from me. She is a cook. Thank you and have a great day.